What if I told you the reason you're losing your strength, balance, and energy isn't your age? It's what's missing from your plate. Every year after 50, your muscles silently vanish, and 99% of seniors have no idea it's happening until it's too late. My name is Dr. James Porter. I've spent over 30 years helping seniors across America stay strong, mobile, and independent without relying on endless medications or gym memberships. And what I've discovered through research, clinical work, and ancient wisdom is this: what you eat matters more than you've ever been told. In temples across Asia, men and women live past 90, even 100, still walking with power in their steps. No supplements, no protein shakes. So what's their secret? It isn't just what they eat, but how these 5 little-known natural foods nourish muscle, energy, and resilience in a way most Americans have never experienced. In this video, I'm going to show you exactly what those 5 foods are and how each one works deep in your tissue, restoring muscle mass, fighting inflammation, and reviving the energy you thought was long gone. Even if you're in your 60s, 70s, or 80s, it's not too late. And the last food on this list? It's so powerful. It's been called the seed of resilience by monks who lived to 110. Stay with me, because when you discover how to use it, everything about how you age could change. Before we go any further, make sure to hit the subscribe button and tap the bell so you never miss another tip that helps you stay strong, mobile, and independent as you age. And if you find this video helpful, type 1 in the comments below. If not, type 0. Your feedback helps me create better content for your health and well-being. Now that you understand the real reason so many seniors are losing strength, let's take a closer look at the natural foods that have quietly preserved the bodies of monks for centuries, and how they can help you do the same. We'll start with a leafy green that may already be in your kitchen, but chances are you've never truly understood its powerful role in rebuilding muscle and restoring energy. Spinach. 1. Spinach, the silent builder of strength. I've seen it more times than I can count. Seniors walking into my clinic, frustrated by the weakness they feel in their legs, arms, even their grip. They say, "I used to be strong. I don't know what happened." And often I ask them the same simple question: what are you feeding your muscles? Most expect me to talk about protein powders or intense workouts, but instead, I tell them about something humble, green, and often overlooked: spinach. This quiet vegetable, often pushed to the side of the plate, is one of the most powerful allies your body has after 60. It's not just healthy. Spinach is biologically designed to rebuild what time tries to take away. The muscle tissue you've lost over the years, the stamina that disappeared so slowly you barely noticed, spinach can help bring it back. Here's why. Spinach is rich in vitamin K, a nutrient many seniors lack, and yet it plays a critical role in muscle mass maintenance. It activates specific proteins in your body that stimulate muscle regeneration. Without it, your body struggles to repair the very fibers that keep you upright, stable, and strong. Then there's the iron, which boosts oxygen delivery to your muscles, essential for energy and endurance. Magnesium and potassium support nerve signals and muscle contractions. And when paired with vitamin C, which spinach also contains, these nutrients are absorbed more efficiently and put to work immediately in the body. But the magic of spinach isn't just in its nutritional profile. It's in how easily your body welcomes it. As we age, digestion slows. Heavy meals feel like a burden. Spinach is light, gentle, and easy to digest. That means less energy wasted on digestion and more energy going to where you need it most, your muscles. I've had patients add just 1 cup of sauteed spinach to their daily routine, and in a matter of weeks, they report walking longer without fatigue, standing up with more ease, and even climbing stairs again with confidence. That's not coincidence, it's cellular repair in action. So before you look to complex solutions, take a second look at this leafy green. It might be the simple medicine your body has been asking for. And if that surprises you, just wait until you discover the tiny seed that monks rely on to fortify their bones, joints, and inner strength, despite never lifting a single weight. If you're still watching and finding these insights helpful, please comment number 1 below to let me know you're with me. Now let's move on to point number 2. 2. Sesame seeds, the mineral powerhouse for aging bodies. If there's one thing that still astonishes me after decades of working with seniors, it's how something so small, so quiet, can make such a dramatic impact on the body. I've watched older men and women regain stability in their knees, reduce their joint discomfort, and feel a deep, grounded strength return, all from one tiny seed that's often hiding in the back of the pantry: sesame. At first glance, sesame seeds don't look like much, but make no mistake, these tiny kernels are nutrient powerhouses. They're especially rich in calcium, magnesium, phosphorus, and iron, all minerals that quietly fuel your musculoskeletal system. When you eat sesame seeds consistently, you're feeding the core structure of your body, the bones that hold you upright, the joints that help you bend, and the muscle fibers that contract every time you move. But the real power comes from what sesame does for your muscles after 60. Many people focus only on protein when they think of strength. But the truth is, muscles need minerals just as much as they need protein. Without magnesium and calcium, your muscles can't contract and relax properly. Without iron, your tissues don't get enough oxygen to stay energized. And without healthy fats, like those found in sesame, you can't produce the hormones that keep your muscles preserved over time. I've seen clients in their 70s and 80s regain physical confidence just by adding a spoonful of sesame to their breakfast. One woman told me, "I didn't change anything else, but now I wake up without that deep ache in my hips. I feel like my legs actually have strength again." That's not magic, it's mineral restoration. The best part? Sesame seeds are incredibly easy to use. Sprinkle them over rice, yogurt, oatmeal, or soup. Toast them lightly for a richer flavor. Even a small daily amount, as little as 1 tablespoon, can begin the process of rebuilding strength where it matters most: your foundation. And if you think sesame is powerful, wait until you meet the root that's been called the fire of monks, the one that doesn't just heal muscles but awakens them, energizes them, and brings your entire body back to life. What's next is more than a food, it's a force. 3. Ginger, the awakener of vital energy. There's a moment I'll never forget. I was speaking to an 83-year-old man who had just begun walking daily again after years of feeling too stiff, too slow, too tired. When I asked him what had changed, he didn't mention a pill or a new device. He smiled and said, "I started adding a little ginger to my morning tea, and it's like something inside me turned back on." That's exactly what ginger does. It wakes the body up from the inside out. It's not just a spice. In Buddhist tradition, it's known as the root of fire, and for good reason. As we age, circulation slows, our metabolism weakens, and our muscles recover more slowly after even minor effort. Ginger changes that. It stimulates blood flow, fuels warmth, and clears out the kind of inflammation that quietly eats away at your muscle tissue over time. When blood moves better, oxygen and nutrients reach your muscles faster. When inflammation goes down, your tissues can actually begin to repair and grow again. Ginger plays a crucial role in helping aging bodies absorb vitamins, minerals, and protein more efficiently, which means it doesn't just support your muscles, it helps your food actually reach them. I've recommended ginger to countless seniors struggling with fatigue, stiffness, and sluggish recovery. One of them told me, I started grating a bit of it into my soup every night, and now I wake up with a kind of alertness I haven't felt in years. That's what happens when the body gets what it needs to ignite its own healing. But beyond just physical benefits, ginger reconnects you to your energy, your drive. It reminds your body that you're still here, still moving, and still capable. And that kind of awakening doesn't just show up in your legs or arms. It shows up in your outlook, your spirit, your will to live actively. Whether you brew it in tea, stir it into broth, or grate it over rice or vegetables, just a small daily amount of fresh ginger can be the spark that reactivates everything that's felt like it's been slowing down. But as powerful as ginger is, the next food on this list doesn't just awaken energy, it clears the path for it. It purifies, restores, and builds from the inside out. And it may be the very thing your muscles have been waiting for. If you're still watching and finding these insights valuable, please comment number 1 below to let me know you're here. Now let's keep going with point number 4. 4. Plums, the gentle cleanser that rebuilds. When most people think about rebuilding muscle, they think protein, maybe supplements, or even strength training. Rarely, almost never, do they think about cleansing. But in my experience, especially with seniors, what the body can absorb is just as important as what it's given. And this is where plums come in. There's a quiet kind of healing that happens when you remove the waste that's been building up inside you for years. I've had older patients, strong-willed, determined people, tell me they felt stuck, not just physically, but internally, bloated, heavy, weak. Their bodies weren't responding, even though they were eating right. The missing piece? Their digestion was blocked, their tissues inflamed, and their muscles starved for nutrients that couldn't get through. Plums change that, especially dried plums, prunes, used with intention. They're high in fiber, yes, but they also deliver an incredible mix of vitamins A, C, K, and B complex that support cellular recovery. More importantly, they reduce systemic inflammation, improve circulation, and help detox the gut. That matters because your intestines are the gateway to your muscle health. If they're clogged, inflamed, or sluggish, your body can't properly absorb the very nutrients your muscles need to recover and grow. I remember one gentleman in his 70s who started eating 2 prunes every night before bed. Just 2. A month later, he told me, I don't feel bloated anymore. My knees ache less. I've got more energy in my legs. It wasn't the quantity, it was the consistency in what the plum made possible. Full absorption, real regeneration. Plums don't just feed you, they prepare your body to receive. They open the channels for real nourishment to take hold. In Buddhist teachings, the plum is seen as a symbol of resilience, growing in harsh climates, surviving cold winters, and still bearing fruit. That's the kind of strength it awakens in you, not loud but lasting. If you've been feeling like your body is weighed down, like you've been doing everything right but still not regaining strength, the answer might not be more food. It might be cleaner digestion. But while plums create the space for healing, the next food on this list builds the foundation of physical and spiritual resilience like nothing else on earth. It's the secret behind the strength of monks who live past 100. And it may just be the most powerful food you've never heard of. 5. Lotus seeds, the seed of longevity and inner power. Every once in a while, you come across a food that feels like more than food, not just nourishment, but meaning. That's how I feel about lotus seeds. And the more I've studied them and witnessed their effects in my older patients, the more convinced I am that they're one of nature's most underrated gifts to the aging body. In Eastern temples, monks who live well into their 90s and beyond rely on lotus seeds not just to survive, but to stay strong, upright, and mentally sharp. These aren't just ceremonial snacks, they're foundational. And once you understand why, it's hard not to see them as sacred. Lotus seeds are incredibly rich in high quality plant protein, about 24 grams per 100 grams. But what makes them so valuable isn't just the quantity, it's how easily your body accepts and uses them. Unlike other proteins that can bloat or burden the gut, lotus seeds are light, clean, and incredibly digestible. That means your muscles get the fuel they need, without the inflammation or heaviness that slows recovery. They also contain phosphorus, magnesium, iron, and potassium, key minerals for muscle contraction, tissue repair, and cellular hydration. And they're antioxidants, potent enough to fight the chronic inflammation that eats away at muscle fibers over time. For older adults, that's the difference between shrinking slowly and standing tall with strength. But what strikes me most about lotus seeds is how they don't just nourish the body, they stabilize the mind. They regulate blood sugar, support brain function, and promote calm focus. That's why monks eat them during fasts, meditations, and long silent retreats. These seeds offer sustainable energy, a kind that doesn't spike, crash, or leave you drained. I once worked with an older man who'd grown tired of the protein shakes, the powders, the pills. They just make me feel bloated and foggy, he said. We added lotus seeds into his weekly routine. Simple soups, soft stews, sometimes toasted. Within weeks, he was moving better, sleeping deeper, and describing a clarity he hadn't felt in years. That's the quiet power of this ancient food. Lotus seeds are resilient. They've been found to germinate after being buried for over 1,000 years. That same energy of survival, rebirth, and renewal gets transferred into your body when you eat them with intention. So if you're looking not just to recover strength, but to reclaim your vitality at its root, this may be the single most important food you can introduce to your diet today. And now that you've discovered all 5 of these powerful foods, it's time to ask yourself something deeper, because none of them will truly work unless you understand this one key principle. And that's where our most important message begins. 6. The deeper message: food alone is not enough. By now, you've heard about the 5 powerful foods that monks have used for centuries to preserve their strength, mobility, and clarity well into old age. But there's something even more important I need to tell you, something I've come to understand after working with thousands of older adults who wanted to reclaim their health. Food alone is not enough. I've seen seniors eat the right things, follow every nutrition tip, drink their water, take their supplements, and still feel tired, unstable, or discouraged. And it's not because the food didn't work. It's because the body doesn't heal in isolation. Your habits, your emotions, your movement, your breath, your sleep, they all speak louder than any single ingredient. In Buddhist tradition, meals are sacred. They're eaten slowly, with presence, gratitude, and intention. Not rushed in front of the TV, not mindlessly out of stress. And that's a lesson we need to bring into our own lives, especially as we age, because what you feed your body is only half the story. How you live with it is the rest. You can eat spinach, sesame, ginger, plums, and lotus seeds every single day. But if your body is constantly under stress, if you rarely move, If you carry around anger or exhaustion, your muscles will still weaken. Your energy will still fade because the body responds to rhythm, to balance, to the way you treat it beyond the plate. I've had patients who changed nothing in their diet, but simply began walking every morning, practicing calm breathing before meals, or turning off screens an hour before bed. And those changes, they unlocked what the food alone could not. The nutrients finally started working. The inflammation eased, the strength came back, not all at once, but quietly, day by day. This isn't about chasing perfection. It's about small, conscious steps repeated daily, like the monks do, not with struggle, but with steadiness. So, yes, eat the right foods, but also ask yourself, am I giving my body the rhythm it needs to thrive? Am I slowing down enough to absorb, to heal, to truly benefit from what I take in? Because the secret isn't just in what's on your plate, it's in how you honor it and how you live after the meal is over. And if you're willing to embrace that deeper shift, what comes next is not just possible, it's powerful. A stronger future begins with one choice. We all reach a point where we start to feel time more than we used to, not just in birthdays or calendars, but in our bones, our breath, our ability to move through the day with ease. Maybe you felt that lately, that moment when standing up takes a little longer, when walking feels heavier, or when you wake up wondering where your energy went. It can feel like your body is quietly slipping away from you. But I want to tell you something that most people won't. Aging doesn't have to mean weakening. Losing strength is not a given. And even if you've already lost time, already felt your muscles shrink or your energy fade, it's not too late. Not by a long shot. Because what you've learned today isn't just about 5 foods. It's about taking back your power. It's about reconnecting with your body in a way that's simple, sustainable, and deeply respectful of who you are right now. You don't have to live in a monastery to age like a monk. You don't need expensive supplements, extreme diets, or hours at the gym. What you need, what your body is quietly asking for, is intention, a rhythm, a way to show up for yourself every day in small, meaningful ways. That might look like adding spinach to your morning eggs, sprinkling sesame over your lunch, sipping ginger tea in the quiet moments, eating a couple of plums before bed, or cooking lotus seeds once a week and sitting down with a sense of purpose. These are not big things, but they are sacred things because they tell your body, I still care. I still want to move. I still want to live this chapter with strength and clarity and peace. You may be 60, 70, 80, or even older, and you may think it's too late to change. But let me remind you, your body is still listening. It's still responding. And what you do today, even if it's just one small step, will shape what your next 10 years feel like. Not just physically, but emotionally, mentally, spiritually. So here's the invitation. Start now. Pick one food, one habit, one promise to yourself. Begin again, not out of fear, but out of love, out of the quiet belief that your best days don't have to be behind you. You are not too old to grow stronger. You are not too late to begin healing. And you are certainly not alone on this path. If this message resonates with you, I hope you'll take that first step today. And if you know someone else who needs to hear it, someone who's silently struggling, share it with them. Because a stronger future is possible, and it starts with one decision, one bite, one moment of choosing to care for yourself completely and consistently. These lessons are meant to inspire you to live fully and authentically. Now, I'd love to hear from you. Take a moment to reflect and share one thing you've learned and plan to apply in your own life. Let's support each other on this journey toward embracing these truths. If you enjoyed this video, please leave a comment with 1. If not, feel free to comment with 0. Your feedback means a lot to us. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to our YouTube channel for more content like this. Thank you for watching, and here's to living life on your own terms.